Welcome everyone. So let's start by coming into a comfortable sitting pose. Gently pull your buttocks out. You can use a blanket, you can use a block or a bolster so we can elevate the buttocks just slightly. Let's just come into the present moment. And start consciously watching the breath. Just feeling the breath moving at the tip of the nose. Bring your hands in front of the heart. Let's let the thumbs touch the center of the chest, coming into Samasthiti. And take a moment to connect with that feeling of gratitude. And then softly bow, honoring yourself. So welcome everyone. My name is Michael Sidhamo Johnson, and I'm the director of Vibrantly Alive Yoga. So tonight I'm going to do a yin meridian therapy practice, and we're going to focus on something called the gallbladder meridian. In Chinese medicine, the gallbladder meridian runs up the fourth toe, up the side of the body, through the side of the buttock. It kind of zigzags through the rib cage by the shoulder blade and comes up the side of the neck and the head. This is one of the meridians that creates a great amount of your neck and shoulder pain as it runs through the cleidomastoid and scalene. It also creates quite a bit of lower back pain because it actually makes the buttocks very, very tight and restricted, which affects the lower back. So, it's also the most susceptible meridian to physical and emotional stress. So we're going to work with the gallbladder, and we're going to work on the inside of the thighs, the liver meridian. And both of these are part of something called the wood element in Chinese medicine. So let's come to our first pose. For our practice, we're going to need bolster. We're going to need a couple of blocks. If you don't have blocks, you can just find some very large books. They will normally work. The first pose we want to do is diamond pose. So we want to bring the feet together. We want to have enough space so that we can come forward. So if you're not that flexible, let the feet extend a bit. You can go ahead and pull your buttocks out. This might help you if you're a little unflexible to tilt the pelvis forward. Now, I personally like to maybe use a few props, but I also want to stress the importance of really allowing this line in the back of the body to open all the way to the back of the skull. So it's also really good when you come forward to allow the head to fall. So go ahead and walk yourself forward, and then softly allow your head to fall. If you want to support your head with a block, you're welcome to. Allow your arms to become heavy. Allow the weight of your upper body to pull you towards the floor. So we don't want to do any active movement here. No pulling yourself forward. Allow yourself to connect to your breath. And each time you exhale, feel your body getting heavier and sinking towards the floor. With each exhalation, allow yourself to become softer and softer. So most of the poses that we're going to hold are going to be from anywhere from 3 to 5 minutes. What you're looking for is stillness, softness. With each exhale, feel the body soften, sinking towards the earth. Allow yourself to exhale out the mouth and let your jaw relax. Arms heavy. Head heavy. Becoming softer and softer. So 1 more minute here. From time to time, just see if you can sink a little deeper into the pose. Three more breaths here, everyone. One more breath. Now what's important is you move slowly. Begin pushing yourself up bit by bit. Allow the body to slowly contract back to neutral. So I'm a firm believer in counterposing. So the next pose for us, we're going to take our bolster, set it in the middle of the yoga mat. What's important here is that the end of the bolster starts at the beginning of the last rib, so it's not in the lumbar spine. What we're going to do is lie back on it. We also want to bring the bottoms of the feet together into Baddha Konasana, or diamond. We're going to bring the arms up and then allow them to drop out to the sides. They can be positioned slightly down or about 90 degrees, wherever it feels best. We want to breathe into the heart. We want to breathe in the belly. Feel your arms becoming heavy. Feel your knees dropping towards the floor. Face soft. Eyes soft. Jaw relaxed. Two more breaths here. Now let's slowly bring one knee up at a time. Bring the foot flat on the floor. And then you can choose, you can roll to the right or left, nice and gentle, and push yourself back up. So, here, our next forward bend, we're going to open up the legs and come into Konasana. So depending on who you are, maybe they're a little bit closed, maybe they're wider. We also want to pull the buttocks back so we can rotate the pelvis forward slightly. I would bring my bolster in front, so I'll just demonstrate first. The feet remain relaxed. When you come forward, you can use the block to support your head if you like. So if it needs to be here, that's fine. If it needs to be here, if you don't need it, if you can go to the floor. Just find the appropriate pose that allows you to be authentic about your limitations so you feel supported. We are not looking for any sharp pains, no burning sensations. So find a comfortable pose and then let's try to stay there for 4 minutes. So here goes my timer. So let's slowly walk it forward. Allow the head to fall. So the arms are heavy, the feet are relaxed. So we'll be here for 5 minutes. Once again, allow the arms to be soft. So in this pose, we're doing some work for the inner thighs, liver, and spleen meridian. So as you lay here, allow the arms to be heavy. From time to time, see if you can move a little deeper into the pose. And then become still again, softening. We want to work with the quality of surrender. We want to work with the force of gravity, allowing it to draw us down into the earth. Relax your jaw. Now, without creating any tension, just take a deep breath in. Relax the jaw and exhale out the mouth. Let's do it one more time. Take a slow, non-stressful breath in. Relax the jaw and exhale out the mouth. So the liver meridian, which is the opposite of the gallbladder, it stores unprocessed anger, resentments,
really strong, heavy emotions.
So as you lay here, if you find yourself getting agitated, if you find yourself getting testy, it's okay. Just continue to breathe through it and allow these feelings just to pass. Softening into the pose.
We have about a minute and a half to go. Two more breaths. Now very gently, slowly begin to push yourself
Bit by bit back up. Allow this body to softly move back to neutral. So we're going to come to the counter pose for this, which is similar to the last pose we did. But this time you're going to move your block a little further down because we're going to come on top of it. So the idea here is that the end of the bolster ends at about the top of your shoulder blade. So you want to lift yourself up. Great. So you should be able to have your head on the ground without much discomfort. You can come back into the beautiful V shape. This time we want to bring the arms over the head, a bit like a snow angel, so they're out to the sides, so the heart and chest really open. Breathing into the heart. Feel your knees soften towards the floor.
more breaths too. Now let's slowly bring each of the knees up. And we do the same as before. You can roll to either side gently and come off. And then gently push yourself back up. Beautiful. So, the next pose that I'd like to do is going to be Sleeping Swan or Ekapada Rajakapotanasana. What I'd like you to do, we're going to do a very cool variation. So I'll show you two ways to do the pose. Way number one, let's bring the leg straight across. You want to use the bolt so it goes right behind your thigh, just behind the knee. This is going to give you enough lift to get in here. We want the upper body straight, the left leg points back, and then we'll slowly sink down. Now, if this is too much for you, you can try this the other way, which is a lot more bent. And if you need a little bit more support, you can take your block and slide it underneath the back of your thigh. And this could be your pose. Find whatever is going to be comfortable for you, because we're going to be here for 4 minutes. So I'm going to do it this way. We bring it across. Hips level. And we're going to slowly soften down to the earth. So this pose is working directly into the gallbladder meridian. We're working into the gluteus maximus, gluteus medius, a bit of the piriformis, the IT band. All of this is the pathway of the gallbladder meridian. What we're looking for here is softness. Sinking into the floor, becoming softer and softer. See if you can slide your left leg back, maybe a centimeter or two. So we have 1 more minute here. pushing yourself up. And the easiest way to get out of this is just drop to your right hip. Yeah, bring your legs around. We're going to do a little joint release for the legs. So make your feet pretty wide. Drop your hands behind you. You can move the bolster. So from here, both knees will drop to the right. I pull my left knee down, look over my left shoulder. Slowly bring them back. So everything is very mindful. This will be the last one. Great, come back up. So, we're going to move to the opposite side. Sleeping swan for the left side. So, whichever pose that you did in the first part, please do it for the opposite side. So, whatever you did on the right, you can do it for the left. Once again, we want to bring the leg straight across. Use the bolster behind the thigh, close to the knee to support. We want the hips level. The right leg extends back. And we want to sink into this beautiful sense of sustainable engagement. Now, while you're staying in the pose, allow the upper body to sink into the earth. With each exhale, feel the upper body becoming heavier and heavier and softer and softer. Gallbladders are the home for all this angst. It's really where we store all this physical, emotional, environmental stress. So the goal here is just to be still. The training for the mind is to be slightly uncomfortable and still stay present and ignore what's happening. Observe it as though you were watching a movie. It's all these little things that we do strengthen our consciousness so that the part of you that is consciousness can direct your mind. And having said that, be mindful you don't overdo it. You don't have sharp pain or burning sensations. If so, do less or come out of the pose. Whatever depth you move into the pose, it should be sustainable for 3 to 5 minutes. So we have 1 more minute. Bring the hands under the shoulders. And then as you breathe in, slowly push yourself up. And then we can do the same way out. Drop to the left hip. Let's bring the legs around to the front. Yeah, we're going to do the same joint release for the legs. So feet wide. And the knees drop to the right. You look left. The knees drop left and you look right. Just allow the body to easily, softly transition. Okay, come back to neutral. So what I would like us to do now, we're going to come and sit on our heels. So some of you might have bad knees. I have some knee injuries that I'm trying to take care of. So if you can't sit on your heels, you want to take a bolster and put it between your calves and your thighs. This will give you a bit more support. So something like this. So you want to get your toes to touch like this and the heels roll out, and then go ahead and sit back. So you can leave the hands on the knees. So we're going to work on the shoulders, so open your eyes so you can see me. Now, inhale, bring the arms up halfway. We want to do the upper portion of Garudasana, eagle pose. So we're going to bring the right elbow underneath. And from here, keeping a straight back, we're going to inhale, lift the elbows. Head level. Navel in. Elbows lift. More breaths here. And slowly release the arms. Let's bring the hands back on the knees. Now from here, lean your chest forward. You want to pivot up from the hips, rising up. Great. So now we're going to do the toe crunch. So we're going to open up the plantar fascia of the sole of the foot. And this has a great deal to do with your connection to the earth and your relationship to the planet. Your sense of being grounded, connected. So let's tuck the toes underneath, something like this. And we're going to do the exact same thing. My toes always crack. You want to root down through your tailbone. Nice, upright, oh my God. Now, it's a short pose, 2 minutes. Inhale the arms up halfway. From here, it's the left elbow underneath the right. And then go ahead, inhale, lift the elbows. You want to keep the head level. Tailbone sinks. Close your eyes, feel the breath moving at the tip of your nose. more breaths. And slowly release the arms. Hands on the thighs. We want to lean forward. Now, pivot back up and tops of the feet on the floor. You can remove the bolster if you have one between your legs. We're all going to come to Balasana pose with a child. So we bring the arms at the sides, forehead on the ground. We soften here. Now hands back under the shoulders. And go ahead, push yourself slowly up. Good. So we want to pivot all the way up. And I'm going to move to the dragon sequence. So if you have a sensitive knee, what you can do is fold a blanket. Or you can take a simple pillow, place it under your knee. So what I'd like everyone to do is watch me. Move the right knee to the extreme right side of the yoga mat. From here, I want to come forward. And what I'm looking to do is find a place where I start to feel the stretch in the front of my right thigh, and my knee is over the front left ankle. So now, walk it back once you find that distance. You're going to need one block. Walk your foot like this across to the left side. Turn the front of your foot about 30 degrees out to the left. And from here, you're also going to turn your upper body so you're facing in the same direction as your knee and your foot. So the target here is going to be the inner thigh. Once again, we're coming back to liver and spleen. So I'm going to keep my arm extended. I'm going to take a breath in. And then I'm going to slowly start moving forward, staying upright. Use my front elbow to brace on my left leg. Keep this arm extended so I can remain tall. So I'm going to keep you here for about 3 minutes. What we're looking for is stillness. Without overdoing it, just lightly pull your belly in. Say half as much as you're capable, just so it's not falling out, and you'll feel this little bit of traction it creates. Stay nice and tall. Once again, we're looking for stillness. So the key, one thing that's really helpful is just really connecting into your breath. The breath should be very relaxed, so you shouldn't be breathing like you're fighting or struggling.
should be like waves coming in on a small bay. If you find yourself fighting, either do a little bit less or start exhaling out your mouth to surrender. Someone figured out that as the diaphragm relaxes, it shuts off your fear response. You're about 5 breaths away. Two more breaths. Now, push your foot in the floor and slowly, bit by bit, move your hips back. So, we're going to walk it back and come into child's pose.
Just as a counter pose. Just one more breath. Now hands under your shoulders and slowly push yourself up.
We're going to come to the opposite side, so let's move the left knee over to the extreme left side of your yoga mat. Let's step the right foot forward, so hip width apart. First, let's judge the distance. We're looking for the place where this begins to open and the right knee is above the ankle. That's your start position. So then walk it back and walk your foot over to the extreme right side of your mat. You want to turn your upper body, turn your right foot 30 degrees, and line up all three so they're all moving in this direction. So we create this opening here. Now, on the next exhale, pull your belly in and slowly come forward. Great. Use the forearm to stay tall. Coming into dragon spreads its wings. Once again, we're looking for stillness. Become the conductor of your breath. Find pauses. Tune into softness. Relax your face, your jaw, your eyelids. Remain alert, but remain soft. breath long and steady. Face soft, eyes soft. A little over a minute here. Now slowly move the left hip back, push your foot on the floor, move slowly. Once again, we're going to do child's pose this time, but wide-legged with the arms in front. So knees very wide, the big toes touch behind. We're going to bring the arms forward and soften the heart towards the floor. Great, now let's bring the hands back up onto the shoulders. And slowly push ourselves up. And walk the knees back. So now, we're going to stay on all fours. And I'm just going to demonstrate. So, I'm going to twist and bring my left hand all the way across. My left shoulder will be on the ground. And then I'm going to take my right hand here. And what I want to do is gently push away so I actually start to move my upper body away from my arm. This is going to create an opening between the shoulder blade and the spine. Now you just need to come to a place of minimal engagement just so it turns on, okay? So start with your hands under your shoulders, knees below the hips. Take the back of the left hand, place it on the ground, and begin sliding it all the way across. Then, as I showed you, place your hand on the ground and lightly push away. Keep us just enough engagement so that we're looking for minimal engagement here. 3 more breaths here. Now, slowly walk it back. Let's come with both hands under the shoulders again. Let's do a few cat to cow. You want to move very, very slowly. So on the inhale, your head slowly lifts, belly falls. On the exhale, you round the spine, pull the belly in. Inhale slowly. And exhale, reverse. One more. And last time. Now, coming back to a neutral back, let's take the back of the right hand, place it on the ground, and we're going to slide it all the way across. Place the left hand somewhere along your right arm in the floor, and gently push away, opening up the right shoulder. Three more breaths. And let's slowly pull the arm out, hand under your shoulder, and then inhale, push up. So, we're going to come back. Before we come to our finishing pose, our time's almost up. We have 2 more poses to go. I'm going to use the edge, the corner of my block. I'm going to open up the neck, the back of the neck, and the sides of the neck. So when I'm lying down, I'm going to let all the weight of my head fall onto the block. Now I'm going to slowly turn my head to the extreme right, and then slowly turn my head to the extreme left. Yeah. Now I realize not everybody has yoga blocks, so find that dictionary that's been hanging out in your bookshelf that's really huge, you know, the collegiate one, and it should work fine. So come and lie on your back. Place the block down. We want to start, we're going to do it in 3 places. The upper neck, just underneath where the neck and skull meet, so not on your skull, but in the soft tissue, then the middle of the neck, and then equally, just lower towards the shoulders. Now, you can begin slowly, let the head turn, coming all the way, turning as far as you can, so you come to the scalenes and the cleidomastoid on the side, the muscles to the side of your neck. Do not be surprised if you hear clicking or shifting. It's a very gentle practice. We're only using the weight of your head. So try not to hold your head up. Allow all the weight of your head to rest on the edge of the block. And you turn your head in the same rhythm of a very long inhale, exhale. One more to the right. Come back to neutral and let's move the block to the middle of the neck. Yeah. And once again, we slowly turn the head to the extreme left. Slowly turning to the extreme right. Now I realize some of you don't have blocks. The good news is you can order everything online now. This will be the last one coming to the right. Come back to the middle, and then we move down for the last third. And we start the same process. Now, some of you might find some very sticky spots where it's very tense, uncomfortable. This is going to give you an idea of how much stress is actually trapped in your neck. Think of this as like acupressure. Now come back to the middle, neutral. You can remove the block and come lie on your back. Now, what I'd like you to do is bend your knees. So the next pose for us is going to be a twist. So pick your butt up, move it to the left side. Now here you can let the right leg go straight. You can bring the left leg up. So if you have a bolster, this is going to go underneath your thigh. The foot is going to hang off onto the floor. Yeah? Let's bring the left arm 90 degrees to the side. Let's take the right hand, bring the outside of your thigh, outside of your knee. And as we exhale, we want to begin rotating to the right. Relax your left shoulder. Relax your left arm. The head can face straight up. Each time you breathe out, if your shoulder isn't already on the ground, as you exhale, feel the arm becoming heavy. Relax your jaw. If you like, allow yourself to exhale out the mouth a few times.
Each time you breathe out, feel your body soften. So here, we're working on the gallbladder, but we're working on the gallbladder meridian by the twist. You have to think of the body as a three-dimensional thing. The old story of like muscles go from one stop to the next, and they work alone is simply not true. Everything in your body is a collective. Everything functions as a collective. So first you can release your hand from the thigh. You can bend the knee. Bring the leg back. Straighten your body back out. With the left leg goes straight, arms at the sides. And take a few easy breaths. So, bend your left knee, place your foot on the floor, and now move your buttocks over to the right. Great. Bend the right knee. Straighten the left leg. Now, let's move the bolster over to the other side of your body. Once again, it goes underneath your thigh. Let's bring the right arm out 90 degrees to the side, left hand on the outside of the thigh, below the knee. And let's slowly begin twisting over to the left. Softening. So what we're looking for here is stillness.
relax your right arm. Relax your right fingers, your right hand, the right shoulder, the right side of the chest. And relax your jaw. So take a breath in. Allow yourself to exhale out the mouth. Go ahead and repeat this a couple more times. You can release your hand from the thigh, bend the knee, bring the leg back. Let's straighten the body out. Take a few easy breaths. So, what I'd like you to do, we come to the finishing pose. You bend your knees. You bring the bolster behind the back of your thighs. So not underneath the knees, but behind the thighs, and then we allow the legs to extend off. And this takes the very acute curve for some of you out of the lower back, makes it a little bit more flat. If you have a blanket at home, now would be a great time to find it, use it. Go ahead and cover yourself. We want to bring the arms a bit out to the sides, coming into Shavasana. Now here I'd like you remain in the pose while I walk you through a small yoga nidra. So with the eyes closed, I'd like you to connect into your exhalation. Each time you breathe out, slowly allow the exhale to become longer and longer, until the out-breath, your exhale, is twice as long as your inhale. Extending the exhale is where we switch to parasympathetic dominance. We switch on digestion, relaxation, surrender, healing, and restoring. So bring your awareness to your feet. And with each exhale, feel the toes soften, the bottoms of the feet soften. Feel the ankles relaxing as you breathe out. Relax your calves. Feel the calves sinking into the earth. Feel your knees softening. Relax your thighs. Feel the thighs sinking and softening into the earth. Relax your buttocks. Relax your pelvis, the lower belly. With each exhale, feel any tension in your belly softening, softening, releasing. Feel this wave of softness radiating from the center of your belly outward, downward, becoming softer and softer. Feel all the muscles along your spine softening down into the earth. Feel the shoulders sinking, heart softening. Relax your elbows, your your biceps, your triceps. Feel the arms becoming heavy. Feel the forearms melting into the earth. The hands softening, the fingers softening. And feel the entire upper body melting down into the earth, becoming softer and softer. Relax all the muscles in the back of your neck, sides of your neck, the front of your throat. Feel it all softening. Relax your forehead, your face. Now feel your jaw becoming softer, and as it softens and relaxes, the lips open slightly. The eyes become soft, lips are soft, the ears are soft. Everywhere you have hair on your head, your scalp softens. Each time you breathe out, feel your body sinking down into the earth and surrender. So, we're going to slowly come back. We're going to use the same technique. So slowly start breathing in, and each time you breathe in, your inhale becomes longer and longer, and your exhale starts becoming shorter and shorter. Do it in a very relaxed way, slowly transition. So as we start bringing more oxygen into the body, we start to wake up the sympathetic nervous system, bringing us into a bit more of an alert state. Beautiful. Now, open your eyes, bend your knees, place your feet flat on the floor, and everyone please roll to your right side. Stay there for a few moments, softening, preparing yourself for movement. Now, gently begin to push yourself up and just come back to a nice comfortable sitting pose. We want to have a nice long spine, eyes closed, just observing the breath as it passes at the tip of the nose
Shift the inward attention just above the eyebrows, up to Chitakasha. So bring your hands in front of the heart, my friends. So this is me, Michael Sidhamo Johnson. I'm sending all my love out to everyone. Namaste.